today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Learn more right after this.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to Community Watch. Greg,
Doug,
how are you doing?
I'm here.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm here.
Well, good. Our guest today is an old friend of the show. In fact, an individual who has, on occasion, taken our place.
And hosted the show.
And I suspect has the intent to really maybe do that permanently.
It's getting closer and closer.
I know. Victor Hixson's going to be with us after this break, and he's been busy. He's doing some writing, something he's talked about before.
Yeah, actually, I know he wrote a play. I think he wrote it. I don't know if he co-wrote it, but he'll tell us. But I know they headlined it. They was the headliner for the Friday night Martin Luther King event. You know, usually that Friday they have a production, and this year it was the play that he was involved in writing and directed, from my understanding.
Well, we'll talk about that, and I'm sure whatever else Victor has going on. So stay with us. We have a great guest today. You're going to enjoy the show. We'll be right back after this.
I'm transferring to the University of West Georgia.
Columbia University.
Kennesaw State.
UGA. Loyola University in Chicago.
Grambling State.
Shorter University.
I'm going to Greensboro College, and we all got our start at Georgia Highlands.
No matter where your educational journey takes you, you can get your start at Georgia Highlands College. Georgia Highlands College. Enroll, engage, excel.
Welcome back to Community Watch, and we're very happy to have with us back again Victor Hixson. Welcome back.
Hey, glad to be here.
You've been away too long.
Well, you said taking your spot back when I used to host. I would use substitute. I've been around, Doc. I've had a couple of things going on, but yeah, I've been around. So.
Well, you know what? One of the reasons I invited you to the show, Vic, because I want to talk about this play that you co-wrote with Miss Mary Shropshire. And the reason that was interesting to me is because, a lot of people may not know, but you used to be the president of the local NAACP.
Yeah.
You've been a businessman for years, different ventures. And I always think that you are one of the few African-American men that have a pulse on the community. When I say community, when you actually talk about youth, that you always seem to be very connected with the youth of our community. And so I know you have been talking about years writing plays and things of this nature. So I was interested to see how all of those years of experience and opportunities, how did it translate into actually writing your play and having it produced?
I don't know, how I've gotten into some of the things that I've gotten in. A lot of them I've just been tossed in them. And just by being around, my father, he was active in the community and a business owner as well, and then my mom, she also keeps me grounded. And I've just had a passion for writing. I took a theater class in high school, and it's something that just always sparked my interest. I had one teacher that tell me that I could, my writing skills was okay, but I need to work on my grammar. know.
Was that me? That wasn't me.
So
I still get that.
and so just trying to find my niche in life. One day I just sat down and decided to write a play, and it just correlates with my line of business, because the actual play that I've written, it's just things that happened at the shop, and I guess a lot of the reality TV shows, watching those, and one day just having a thought of maybe putting up a camera at my shop, because it's a lot of funny things that goes on in our daily life, whether we're at work or wherever. It's some serious things that goes on. And out of those, there are daily lessons that come out. And I look at, my mom always tells me it's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's something that I like doing. And whatever business you run, you have to enjoy doing it. And if you want to be a business owner, that's one of the things that you do. You sit down, well, what do I like doing? And I like to write. And it's just something that I've been trying to, to manifest or to make happen. And you have to start somewhere. So one day I just picked up a pen and a piece of paper. So.
Well, now the play that you were talking about is a different one from.
It's a different one from the one that we previously put on. And hopefully I will be able to put it on stage pretty soon. It's been written or wrote. I don't know which one is grammatically correct. Written or wrote, it's been written for, I would say, going on 3 years now. And
you mean completed?
Completed.
And ready, good to go?
Good to go, hopefully. And so
so what's the hold up? So we go get it. So why you waiting?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of things. Time,
but it's written.
Resources, and also a venue. You got to do your casting for it. And I've have to make time now. If I want to do this, I have to make time in order to do all of those things. And so I've recently been putting it on the back burner, for because of my job or anything else I've been getting on. But the play that we put on for the Martin Luther King celebration has kind of reignited that fire, to go ahead and to do other things. So
well, let me ask you this too, though, because I know in the past we've talked about it. And as an artist, like a lot of artists, some I know, that faith in your own work.
Yeah.
Is it good enough?
Yeah.
Is it really ready to share?
Yeah.
Because we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
If it was written 3 years ago, when do you say, the time is now?
The time is now. And I've been sitting on it, man, and about to explode, because of course I think everything that I do is it may not be perfect, but it's funny and it's good, and even with this play that we've just done, I was excited when Miss Shropshire asked me to help her with it, and it was because it gives me an opportunity to have my work seen, and so when she approached me with with that opportunity from the King Commission, I accepted it. And when Miss Shropshire and I, when we do stuff, I don't know, but it's like a super team, a superpower. And I even asked her, after we got through doing this, I called her and I said, well, Miss Shropshire, it's time to do my play now, and I need your assistance in doing it. And so, here it is. So I hope to have it on because it's some material in it that's kind of time sensitive, and if I don't do it within the next year and a half, I'm gonna have to go into it and rewrite some stuff. So that's another push to go ahead and get it on stage, and I think it'll be received pretty well. I was itching to see how this particular production would be perceived, because some of the stuff is similar in it, different messages, and so but like I say, man, I've been sitting on it about to explode, because some of the materials and the lessons in it are some lessons that need to be seen and heard. You know, I had a pastor, Pastor Gibson from Thankful. He called and left me a voicemail about how this particular production touched him, and how it, just that look of life, him watching it, how it touched him, and probably will help him, you know, in his ministry. And that type of feedback, you know, is encouraging. So,
well, let me ask you this: so, as a young man, an entrepreneur, been involved in the community, do you think your plays speak to Rome in particular, or does it speak to a certain position, to a certain community in general?
It's a particular. It's really for anybody. You know what I'm saying? The one that I've written is particularly pertaining to what's going on as I perceive it as a business owner, dealing with my employees, with production, you know, and all type of life lessons. The play that I've written is called Yesterday Is Gone. Tomorrow, you know, today is a new day. And it's all about, it pertains to anybody who has any type of hardships, you know, or anything that's pulling them down or taking their eyes off of their main goal. You know, we get so bogged down into our everyday stresses and our everyday problems, not really concerned about, you know, that's little stuff that don't matter, you know, or we get so bogged down in our past to where it keeps us from moving on, you know. So that's particularly what that play is for. It don't deal with no type of race or, you know, a genre of people, but it's something that everybody can come and enjoy. So,
well, I'm thinking we've got another 15-ish minutes in the show, 15, maybe a little more than that. By the end of the show, we're going to have this planned out. Okay.
Work that.
But before we get to the plan, tell me a little bit more about the play that you co-wrote for the MLK weekend.
Yeah.
And I know Ms. Shropshire is one of those, and there's several people like that in the community that you cannot say no to.
Yeah.
So it was nice of her to pretend to be asking you.
Well, I couldn't say no to Ms. Shropshire if I tried.
Yeah.
Even if I wanted to, you know, because Ms. Shropshire is one of them ladies I don't know how a community could thrive without. I mean, and even, you know, at her age and the things that she's seen, I mean, she's almost lived a century. And her experience and her knowledge about any type of subject is remarkable at her age, and to have the energy that her and her husband have, Mr. and Mrs. Shropshire, because wherever you see Ms. Shropshire, Mr. Shropshire is opening the curtains.
Yeah.
You know, he's behind the scenes. So I mean, it's just a blessing to even know her, and the ways that she's helped me personally, I can't even start to, you know, to say thank you for it, because you know, and I always felt if you had more people like her in our community that's willing to pick you up and help you. I mean, I know she does it for me, but there are many stories that Miss Shropshire has to where she's helped people and you wouldn't know it. And you know, and I would never say no to anything she's asked me to do, because I know in the end is probably been done to benefit me as well. You know, she's one of those people who will give you the shirt off her back, and I love her for it.
So she was pretending to need help, but really she was helping you.
and she does that, and those are one of those things to where you can't say no to, because in the end, she's coming to. We sell ourselves short a lot of time. How you guys perceive me, I don't know how you perceive it, but Miss Shropshire, she tells me she thinks the world of me, and that does a lot for me, because I don't see myself in the ways that she see me, so that's encouraging for me.
So let me stop you there, then interject here then. So in your plays, do your characters, like in this particular play I did on the 16th, does that come across in the characters?
I think, man, to be honest with you, I listened to Mrs. Shropshire. Miss Shropshire did scene 1, and I listened to her. I went and wrote mine, and so I went and listened to hers, and it was serious. I mean, it was very direct, and each cast member, they spoke about whatever it was, whatever subject they had, they spoke from their heart. And I almost wanted to go back and rewrite mine because mine was some serious, but it was comedy, and a lot of times you have to interject laughter. A lot of times people understand more by laughing. They'll see the point that you're trying to make through laughter and through something funny. So I try, when I write, there are some serious points. The play that I have on the books, I refer to it as a serious comedy, as a serious comedy, because there are parts in there where you are a serious character, and then there are parts in there where you're a comical character. So really it's
like life, though.
And in the character, they're just average men, everyday guys and women, and their stories of life. So there's no star or nothing in my plays. It's just people who everyday people can relate to. So.
Well, we need to take a break here. When we come back, a lot more with Victor, so stay with us.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We're talking with Victor Hixson, playwright. That sounds good.
Yeah, but see, that's what we was talking about. That's true. But I would never. I would never look at myself as that. But that's true. Yeah. And that was one of the things that we say about we don't give ourselves enough credit. All
right, so this play has just got to be produced. So what is it you need?
My play?
Yeah.
I need a venue.
All right, well, let's make a list here, shall we?
I've talked to some people, and I'm going to get back with the guys over at Romela Theater and Tip and that whole committee. Hopefully, we can come together and work something out. I've actually done a couple of stage plays with the Romela Theater.
Yeah, you was in To Kill a Mockingbird.
I was in To Kill a Mockingbird, Don't Drink the Water, Once Upon a Mattress. And I recently done one with Karen bowling, and Second Samuel. And we did that out at the Mount Berry Mall. She had a little dinner theater out there. And I just heard, I'll just leave that.
let me take it to another level, Vic. You say you sell, sometimes we sell ourselves short. Now, for me, but do you sometimes realize, or do you consider the fact that the community needs to see your play? And when I say the community, I'm thinking young African Americans need to see you, a black man, a playwright, see us, because the 100 model is what they see is what they'll be.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you, Greg, and that was one of the reasons why. We limit ourselves, and I've been in a few businesses, and in a short time you see other businesses open up. I've DJ'd, and over time you see other DJs come along, and you have a span of time, and I did think about all of that as I sat down and wrote, and I was like, well, I know I'm not one-dimensional. There's many talents that I have, that we all have, and so that had a lot to do with it. And even, even the dream of like a musician may have a dream of playing on a big stage. A football, basketball player has a dream of being on a big stage, and a rapper and a DJ, and we're in an era where people they like live arts, live bands, live entertainment. And why not provide that for my area, and take it to the next level.
We'll buy a ticket.
Yeah, but I think this play. I think it's funny, and as stressful as life is, everybody needs to take an hour or two out. And enjoy some type of have some type of interjection with amongst all the stress.
Well, I'm gonna tell you even more than that, Vic. From my perspective, working here on the show, I've been privileged to learn a lot about Rome that I don't think the average Roman may know. Mm-hmm. And Rome has us three would agree, because we know Rome has a large arts community. Yeah. But that large arts community is often void of African American Latinos. Yeah. And you can't fault the Rome community.
Right.
Because, really, so you're one of the few playwrights that I know, African American male playwrights. You're the only one I know in Rome. And so I think we need you. We need those plays. Regardless of what, there's going to be pros and cons, but I think the community needs to see young men such as yourself. Well, we ain't so young anymore, but they need to see that.
Yes, you are.
And they need to see, that we contribute, to the arts, not just to the sporting arena, but there's other talents that we have, and I think Rome needs that kind of stuff.
And it needs to a broader base too. And there's many reasons as to why I can say I started writing my play, and just thinking about what you said, when you go to Rome the Theater and to these other organizations that have arts and that give you the opportunity to try out and audition for these plays, a lot of them they're based on a certain area of time, and like you say, I've done Second Samuel and To Kill a Mockingbird, which I was happy to do, but they always portrayed the black man as a slave, or what I'm saying, or
not an equal,
but and I often ask, why, I know there are many plays to where the black man is not portrayed as a slave or something like that, and that's another thing. I was like, well, man, let me sit down and write something to where I may have an opportunity to get the public to see it, at the theater, and have the same help with the props and all of that. So that's another reason, and you're exactly right, because we don't have that opportunity, and I don't know why. I'm not on any boards at the arts, or anything, or how they pick their plays that they audition for that particular season. But you're exactly right, and you have to, and I've always been a firm believer, and I can't remember where I heard it from, but there's a saying that you have to create the atmosphere that you want to be in. You know, so if you want that opportunity to hire you some black actors or put a stage play on for your community, and there is none, then you have to create it.
Tyler Perry. I mean, let's be honest. Medea, why she may be loved by globally, that wasn't written for everybody. I mean, that was very kind of narrow in the audience, but look what it has morphed to.
And Tyler Perry has created more millionaires in Hollywood than anyone before him, and that's amazing on his flight, you know, and he's to be commended. And if I can just eat a little bit of his crumb, you know.
Now, see, I was thinking more August Wilson than
I was
than,
too. Actually,
Tyler Perry.
I was actually thinking August Wilson and Two
Tyler
Trains
Perry,
Running.
To me, is just ridiculous.
But it sells.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but so does.
Yeah, it sells.
Yeah.
But I was thinking August Wilson, Two Trains Running, and some of those when you was actually talking about your play, because it used to be the barbershop. You know, we could say, well, in our community, we say the barbershop is one of the few places black men can go to have conversation. Well, you was talking about at your shop. I'm thinking,
oh yeah, man, it all goes down, you know, and I guess it's and I imagine it's like that at every detail shop. I don't know, but I get some crazy stuff going on, man, and it's all detailed in the play.
So how much time should we give Victor to get this done?
Well, I think we really have to push Victor and help him bring it to fruition, because I think Victor.
Well, it takes an army, you know. I mean, the more hands, the merrier.
No.
You know.
So you're gonna have a conversation with the folks at
yes, that's pretty much what I'm waiting on. Is a venue, and then I do my casting and all of that. So I'm just excited about it as everybody else, especially just riding off of the Martin Luther King Commission and Miss Shropshire Hour. You know, I am super excited. And for anybody who didn't get an opportunity to see the play, you can get in touch with the King Commission, and I think they're selling the entire package for the entire weekend. I believe it's $30 DVD, and the Friday night production or individual days are $8 a piece. So if you know anybody through the King Commission, they have that for sale.
Well, that's great. We're coming up on another break. They're gesturing at me. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
I'm transferring to the University of West Georgia.
Columbia University.
Kennesaw State.
UGA. Loyola University in Chicago.
Grambling State.
Shorter University. I'm going to Greensboro College, and we all got our start at Georgia Highlands.
No matter where your educational journey takes you, you can get your start at Georgia Highlands College. Georgia Highlands College. Enroll, engage, excel.
Welcome back to Community Watch. We've been having a conversation with Victor Hixson, playwright, about his upcoming play, one that was recently produced, but also one that's going to be soon, correct?
Right, correct.
And once you've got a few of these pieces in place, you're going to come back and talk to us about it, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you guys will be the first to know. Yeah, so.
And you know we're going to bother you until it happens, right?
Please do. Please do. Please do. I don't want to get too comfortable.
All right. Well, we look forward to talking to you more about that play, because we got to see that. Thank you for being with us. We will see you next time on Community Watch.